MU Health. Yes empowers. It's the oxygen that fuels innovation, creates breakthroughs, and gets heads nodding. Yes isn't scared of cancer. Cancer is scared of yes. Yes is a cure for type 1 diabetes and its momentum unstoppable. At Mid-Missouri's only academic health center, we live by the word yes, and it always finds a way.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, October the 24th. We've got a couple of interesting topics today. I want to start first of all, though, with prescription drug addiction. And I've got a young lady with us today, Judy Laube, who has written a book. It's called Moment of Surrender. And when you walked in, I said you were addicted to prescription drugs, and you corrected me immediately. You said...
I have an addiction to prescription drugs.
So you still, once you have an addiction, you always have an addiction.
You always have an addiction.
Why did you decide to write this book, Moment of Surrender?
I did not want to write the book initially. As soon as I came through my recovery, I seemed to be a different person. Because of everything that I had to go through, I had grown so much more. The job that I went back to was no longer me. It's like I still had passion to work with kids, but my passion now became telling a story.
How did you become addicted to prescription drugs?
I had a back injury in 2004 at Lang Middle School here in town, and it was a bulging disc, and it was misdiagnosed. I started being put on medications, and when I was taken off quickly from that medication, I started having symptoms, and I went from one drug to another, quickly taken off over a period of years. I ended up, in the last few years, at 2009, finally being taken off of an addictive drug after being on 3.5 years. The normal time period for a benzo is 2 to 4 weeks, is what is recommended by the FDA. Long-term use by some is 3 months. At the most, it's 6 months. So I was left on 3.5 years, and there are tons of people who were left on 10, 15, 20 years, and with an addiction so bad that it's so hard to get off.
So how did you know you were addicted?
The counselor that I was talking to at the time, I ended up having to get a hold of a drug counselor. And she basically told me a few months in, because of the symptoms that I was having, the drug cravings, the depression, the suicidal thoughts, basically that I was, called me an addict, which I had a very hard time with. There was a lot of shock, a lot of anger, because I didn't do this to myself. And it took a long time, and to this day, I will never say that word for me. It's like I have something, but it's not me.
Mm-hmm. In this book, you describe your journey through this addiction in great detail. When you finally got off the drug, how did your life change?
I got off the drug in 2009. I went through acute withdrawal for about 4 to 5 weeks, and then I thought I was clear, and I thought I was going to be doing good. No one told me that anything about protracted withdrawal. At 2.5 months, I went into protracted. It ended up taking me where I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't remember anything, I couldn't add 2 plus 2.
It was that bad?
It was that bad. I was bedridden for a period of time. I had convulsions. You pretty much name any symptom, I had it. So it took me, I was taken back to doctors here and there, and bottom line, I just wasn't helped. So I was pretty much left to fend for myself with the help of more so natural healers is what I ended up looking for. So I ended up getting a chiropractor to help with acupuncture. I got a masseuse to basically take care of with the Epsom salt baths.
Massage therapy, yeah.
So I did any and everybody along those lines, basically just trying to get the chemicals out of the body, trying to calm the body down, because my brain went into hyper mode.
If you want more information about it, the book is called Moment of Surrender. Where is it available?
It is on Amazon.
On Amazon by Judy Laube. Judy, thank you so much for coming by and sharing in the short time we had this story, but the book is a really interesting book, Moment of Surrender on Amazon.
All right, I thank you
so much. All right, continued success.
Thank you.
Now we go from a drug addiction to National Disability Employment Awareness Month. It's a pleasure to have
Good to see you.
both of you ladies here, Kat Cunningham and Jessica Mahon. Tell me about National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and what are you trying to accomplish here?
Well, October was declared National Disability Employment Awareness Month by the President, and it's also Disability Employment Awareness Month in Missouri. And it really is about having people realize the capabilities and capacity and gifts that individuals with disabilities have and the benefit they can bring to business. Kat's one of the great local champions, truly believing in individuals with disabilities and what they can bring to businesses. You want to talk a little bit about abilities?
I would. So what we did was in October of last year, we put together a website called abilitiesforbusiness.com. It's FOR, not just for. Abilitiesforbusiness.com. It has a wonderful video on that will actually help you to understand the return on investment for business owners to hiring individuals with disabilities. And on that website, what we've managed to do is have all the nonprofits with candidates for hire in their own little portals, and then having business owners come in through another portal to seek people with the skill sets that they're looking for.
Yes.
It's awesome.
And it really, when you talk about it that way, it is a win-win situation for everybody.
Yes, it is.
Right? And the loyalty factor is there. When you're hiring someone with a disability, I think they are extremely loyal to that business.
What we find is that they're showing up to work on time.
On time.
They're coming to work every day, that they have a desire to be productive, and that, you always take a chance with any employee that you hire, but we're finding that individuals with disabilities, whether seen or the unseen disability, are candidates for hire.
If people want more information on this or want to be a part of it, what can they do?
They can go to abilitiesforbusiness.com if they would like to register to be a business
Okay,
that
so
looks
it's
for candidates.
www.abilitiesforbusiness.com. So now the business registers that they are interested in hiring someone with a disability.
Correct.
And then what happens then?
And then from there, they can either post jobs that the candidates can view and apply for, or they can search through resumes that are already posted of candidates with disabilities, and then they can contact those candidates to arrange for interviews.
How many people have been hired because of this website? Do you have statistics on that?
So far, it's a handful. What we had to do is incorporate Abilities for Business, which we just recently did, and we've applied for our 501c3 status. I said that right, correct? And so we've done that, and now we're looking to apply for some funds so that we can
So you're just getting off the ground.
really getting, we put the website together in October, but we're really just now getting it off the ground.
Oh my goodness. So this is brand new.
It's exciting.
So when you come back the next time, you're going to tell me many people have been hired.
Absolutely.
All right. Kat and Jessica, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by. It's a
Thank you.
pleasure having you
Thank you,
here. Best of luck with this project, and I'm sure it will only go up. All right. Out of time tomorrow, Missouri Cures and Maples Rep Theater. Want to remind you our program directed by Travis McMillen, Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers, KBIA. Our floor director is Zach Sayer, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser.